What survival myth is completely wrong and can get you killed? You can drink water from a cactus. Any liquid inside a cactus will be highly acidic and likely to cause nausea and diarrhea, further dehydrating you. But it'll quench you. You cannot eat everything that an animal can eat. There are things animals can eat that humans find toxic, so eating everything you see animals eating can lead to you potentially eating deadly berries or mushrooms. Yeah, and it goes both ways. Humans can eat stuff like chocolate and grapes, and other animals can't eat chocolate, and I know dogs definitely can't eat grapes. Just because water looks clean doesn't mean it is. You've got to boil it or distill it to actually have clean water, or carry a modern filter like a Life Straw or Sawyer if you think there's even a remote chance you're going to be stranded with no potable water. I'll also add that drinking dirty water is always a better option than going without water. If you are dehydrated but don't have a way to sanitize your water, drink the water anyway. There's a chance it will make you sick or maybe even kill you in very rare cases, but dehydration will always kill you. The first mistake in wilderness is to look for food and water first before having a shelter up to keep yourself dry and warm. Also, if you have to forage for food, avoid mushrooms entirely. Odds are so slim you will find an edible kind that you're much better off looking for things like nuts, seeds, and berries. People say that herbivores animals are friendly and peaceful, so you are safe being around them. Seriously, everything from cows to deer can and will kill you if you make it angry. It is usually a good idea, if you are in the wilds, not to get near any large wild animal, but herbivores can often be even more aggressive than the predators. If a predator attacks you, you have a fairly good chance of scaring it off, especially if it's smaller than you, because it's likely only looking for food. If a herbivore attacks you, you're ducked because it genuinely wants to kill you. Running in a zigzag to outrun an alligator. Alligators don't run for long distances, so this will probably just waste your energy. They can also climb some fences and trees as well. Anyone else read these comments with intrigue, imaging yourself in said situation, only to remember you haven't left the house in a long time and likely will never find yourself in these scenarios. Cause that's me. Survival tip number 1, avoid the situation. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. If lightning has found a path that it likes to the ground, it's extremely likely to strike there multiple times. That's why lightning rods work. That used to be the first part of a joke when I first heard it in the 70s or 80s. The second part, when you ask why, is because the same place isn't there twice. Yuck yuck. Somehow over the years the first part took on a life of its own and became a wrong fact. That you can give somebody CPR and they'll be fine moments later like nothing happened. Follow flying birds to find water. They can simply be flying to spend a night anywhere, so we can't rely on them. Fish are the ones you should follow to find water. You don't have to wait 24 hours to report somebody as missing to the police. If your plane is crashing, an inflatable raft makes a terrible parachute. And yet, I'd still grab the raft if my options are raft or nothing. At least that way I'll die a captain. Drinking your own piss. People who survive do so despite drinking the wee-wee. But it sure is fun, though. It's sterile and I like the taste. Stand in a doorway in an earthquake. Live in an earthquake-prone area. The doorway will collapse. You'd have better luck with the coffee table. If a nuclear bomb is exploding in your general vicinity, hiding in a refrigerator will not save you. Hiding in water might though. Jump in a lake. Conserving water. You should not stretch a glass of water over 4 days. When you are thirsty, you need water. Not to mention it would be really annoying to hike for days carrying a glass of water. Myth: the rubber tires on a vehicle will insulate you from ground and protect you from lightning. Lightning doesn't stop for two of rubber. The car will act like a Faraday cage and protect you from the electrical current unless you're in a convertible, a motorbike or any other vehicle that doesn't cover you in all directions. Also, don't lay down on the ground during a thunderstorm. You increase the risk of being shocked by a ground current, which can be pretty dangerous. Another thing, don't take shelter under a tree or a gazebo. They can explode or light on fire when struck. That you'll be totally safe if you only eat plants/fungi you recognize. Hemlock looks a lot like wild parsnips. Basically all wild almonds will kill you if you eat more than one. And of course there's the Chris McCandless potato seed thing. Wait, what? Wild almonds will kill you. And what is this potato seed thing you speak of? I know if it's a myth, but I remember Bear Grylls had no qualms about getting wet in his show, but getting wet is extremely bad in survival situations in most climates. If I recall, he once stripped down naked to demonstrate how to cross an icy river. If you're attacked by a grizzly, slap that bitch in the face and call his mother a whore. If it's brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back, and if it's white, you're already dead, was what I remember for bears attacks. If you're in a hot area, don't ration your water, drink when you feel thirsty and search for more water. Edit, the myth to be avoided is rationing your water. Don't ration. Ration sweat, not water. Thank you USAF Survival School. Drinking alcohol when you are stuck in extreme cold. Alcohol dilates blood vessels and opens the pores in your skin, allowing body heat to escape. You feel hotter because your skin is warm but your core body temperature is dropping. Pouring salt on a serious burn does not help you. Learned from experience. I was a teenager when a bad situation led to me being branded and burned with cigarettes multiple times. Afterward, not sure how to help me, my friend remembered Gladiator and poured a thing of salt over the worst burns. I ended up going to the doctor the next day. They had to scrape the dead skin away, which was made all the more painful by the gritty salt. But hey, live and learn, I guess. Have you never heard the term pour salt in their wounds? It's a form of torture. It's meant to cause pain. When you're a girl, and you're running away from the killer through the woods, don't constantly look the opposite direction you are running. This will definitely lead to you tripping and falling. If you do trip and fall, don't lay there crying and wiping your hair out of your face. This will definitely give the killer the opportunity to catch up to you. Similarly, when running away from a car or a giant wheel, don't run the direction that the pursuer is traveling. This will definitely keep you in the direct path of the pursuer. Instead, veer to either the right or the left of the path of the pursuer. If you are the beautiful wife and children of a protagonist, do not sit around the breakfast table on a lovely, sunny morning talking about how happy you are together, and, this is key to any middle school or high school loved ones, do not make eye-rolling and or snarky remarks about what a doofus your dad is. This will definitely lead to your family being either killed or kidnapped that same day. Always stay with your car. It's better for searchers to do that, if there is a search underway. But if there is no search and you can walk out, then do that. The ducks at the park are not for free, you will go to jail. If you're in a tornado, open all your windows to equalize the pressure inside to match the outside. If you're in a tornado, opening any window or door will create a wind tunnel that rips your entire roof off. If I recall correctly, it doesn't matter anyway, you waste time doing that when you need to get to the lowest part of a building and or the innermost room. Cracks and small openings take care of air pressure as buildings aren't airtight. Overpasses are not safe places to shelter. In fact, they're more dangerous. They create wind tunnels. Average lead time for tornado warnings in the US is 9 minutes, but people still don't take them seriously. The most common refrain I've read from people who survived the Joplin tornado is that they didn't take the warnings seriously. Even with a tornado watch, they didn't pay attention to the weather. Concerning frostbite, do not rub someone's frostbitten skin or pour hot water on it to warm them up. Such measures will damage the skin even more severely. The fastest and safest method for warming up someone is direct animal heat, i.e. letting them put their frosty skin next to yours. Hey, if you can keep your digits by putting a cold hand on my belly, be my guest. That moss grows on the north side of a tree. It can grow all over the tree, so it's not a steadfast rule that you should make important decisions solely on. I grew up in the rainy PNW, and when I heard this as a little kid, I looked at all the moss on every side of the trees and thought that I must just live in the most north place. Lol. Edit. I swear if I read another comment about how it would actually be the most south place, I might lose my dang mind more than it's already been lost. That bullshit. Change your voicemail if you are lost PSA that was making the rounds over the last year. You need a cell signal to change your voicemail. If you have a signal, then why wouldn't you just call for help? Moreover, it misses the most important thing about US cell phones and being lost. 911 will work on any cell tower regardless if it's in network or even if you have an active phone plan or not. So in an emergency, always try dialing 911 regardless of your phone appears to have signal or not. Edit. To the dozens of people who replied that you are supposed to change your voicemail before going out, this is still a bad idea. If you're lost or injured in the woods, your survival depends on being found quickly. Waiting for someone to get worried enough about you not coming back to try calling you is just going to waste precious time. It's much better to just tell your friends/family where you will be and set up a check-in time so they know you made it back safely. Split to cover more ground. That's a killer's wet dream. Most of the stuff Bear Grylls does. Like eating raw meat, picking and eating fruit out of bear shit, or squeezing the juice out of elephant shit and drinking it.